Have you ever wondered what hidden secrets and enigmatic strategies lay behind Cleopatra's unparalleled dominance in the annals of history? Cleopatra, celebrated as one of history's most renowned queens, has an extraordinary narrative that encapsulates elements of seduction, resilience, creativity, and ingenuity, akin to that of MacGyver. Her story, set amidst the intersection of empires, portrays a tragic tale of ambition and survival. During a time when Rome was ascending as a formidable superpower while Egypt faced decline, Cleopatra ingeniously devised strategies to maintain her grasp on power. Utilizing her beauty and intellect, she skillfully enticed generals and kings, displaying a remarkable acumen for geopolitics and manipulating empires. It's no wonder that Cleopatra's legacy endures as the world continues to admire her fascinating journey. Let's explore the untold mystery behind Cleopatra's enduring admiration worldwide. Cleopatra's passion for fragrances rivaled that of a dictator's love for propaganda. Her extravagant perfume ships were one of the manifestations of her profound fondness for scents. Rumors suggest that she closely supervised a perfume factory in ancient Egyptian city of Thumas, producing two main types of perfume: Medasian and Metopian, comparable to channel number 5 of ancient Egypt. Through chemical analysis of these ancient substances, scientists have pieced together the alluring fragrance that might have adorned the pharaoh. Her luxurious perfume features a delightful blend of cinnamon, myrrh, pine resin, and other aromatic elements. Unlike today's light spritz of perfumes, Cleopatra's fragrance was dense and long-lasting, leaving a lingering trail wherever she went. Her love for celebration and revelry was evidenced in her parties and pleasure cruises. When she united with Mark Antony, their indulgence reached new heights. They even founded a social club called the Society of Inimitable Livers, boasting about their unmatched capacity for indulgence and libations. In a display of her wealth, Cleopatra once showcased her opulence by drinking a cocktail worth millions in today's money. To recount the Cleopatra's enthralling tale, Julius Caesar's crucial role cannot be ignored. After being ousted by her brother and husband Ptolemy XIII, Cleopatra strategically gathered an army and political connections during her exile in Ashkelon, Judea. Around 49 BC, when Caesar was engaged in a fierce struggle for control of Rome against Pompey, the latter sought refuge in Egypt, relying on Ptolemy's support. However, Ptolemy manipulated the rivalry between Pompey and Caesar, resulting in Pompey's assassination. Caesar's arrival in Alexandria presented an opportunity for Cleopatra to win back Egypt and forge a powerful alliance. She devised a daring plan, sneaked into Caesar's guest quarters, and convinced him to support her cause. Their passionate affair bloomed, and Caesar aided Cleopatra in reclaiming her throne. During the ensuing conflict with her rival siblings, Cleopatra and Caesar remained together in the royal palace, where their romance flourished. It's believed that Cleopatra conceived her only child with Caesar, Caesarion, during this time. With Caesar's assistance, Cleopatra emerged victorious, solidifying her reign in Egypt. She later traveled to Rome, where she flaunted her son, Caesarion, and asserted her presence among Roman officials. Despite her efforts to have Caesarion recognized as Caesar's heir, Octavian, Caesar's grandnephew, ultimately succeeded Caesar's legacy. Cleopatra returned to Alexandria, determined to navigate the complex political landscape and secure her position as Egypt's ruler. Her story weaves a mesmerizing combination of love, ambition, and strategic brilliance, imprinting an enduring legacy on history. To comprehend the allure of Cleopatra, we must begin with her grand ships, which played a pivotal role in her captivating method of wooing powerful leaders like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Embarking on a romantic cruise down the Nile, they sailed aboard a grand vessel, the Thalamagos, or a similar ship as debates among historians persist about its identity. The magnificent barge, a floating city of splendor, boasted a length of 300 feet and was adorned with ebony or gold. The ship featured lavish amenities such as gardens, bedrooms, salons, banquet halls, and shrines of Aphrodite and Dionysus. After her enthralling encounter with Caesar, 6 years later, she set her sights on Mark Antony. By this time, Caesar had met his tragic fate, and Antony had risen to power as part of the Second Triumvirate, sharing control of Rome with Octavian. Seeking financial support for his campaigns, Antony courted Cleopatra, the wealthiest woman of her time. Playing hard to get, Cleopatra eventually sailed to Tarsus, meeting Antony with a great display of opulence, invoking comparisons to Venus feasting with Bacchus. Their love affair bloomed, politically benefiting both Antony and Cleopatra. In the fascinating era of Cleopatra's birth, the Ptolemaic dynasty, of Macedonian Greek origin, rose to power in Egypt after Alexander the Great's conquest in 332 BC. As Rome emerged as a dominant world power, Cleopatra's father, Pharaoh Ptolemy VII, faced uncertainty. Family complexities characterized Cleopatra's lineage, with marriages between siblings to consolidate power, including her own unions with two brothers during her reign. Rome's annexation of Cyprus and piracy challenges led to Ptolemy's tragic end. Cleopatra's life was marked with ambition and sacrifice, leading to conflicts with her siblings, including Ptolemy VIII, whom she ousted and exiled. With Julius Caesar's support, she emerged victorious in a civil war, securing her power. Cleopatra's quest for power extended to her poisoning of her sibling husband Ptolemy XIV to elevate her son as co-regent. Let's dig deep to understand the intriguing relationship between Cleopatra and Antony, as we've only seen Cleopatra's purple-sailed ship made quite an impression on Antony and Tarsus back in 41 BC, and they returned to Alexandria where they indulged in extravagant parties and revelry. During Antony's absence in Rome, Cleopatra gave birth to twins, Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene, but he married Octavia, Octavian's sister, for political reasons. However, Antony and Cleopatra reunited in Antioch back in 37 BC, and their passionate affair led to the birth of another child, Ptolemy Philadelphus. As Antony's military focus waned, Plutarch blamed Cleopatra for distracting him. Yet with Cleopatra's financial backing, Antony managed to conquer Armenia in 34 BC, showcasing their power in a lavish event known as the Donations of Alexandria. In the midst of this grand display, Antony addressed Cleopatra as the new Isis, and they were adorned as gods in front of the enthusiastic crowds. This extravagant gesture further fueled tensions with Octavian, leading to an impending war between the two powerful factions. The Donations of Alexandria only fueled the growing animosity towards Antony among Octavian and other Roman officials. They saw Egypt's increasing power and control of vast lands as a threat to Rome's supremacy. As a result, a fierce propaganda war unfolded, with both sides spreading false narratives against each other. Octavian painted Cleopatra as a foreign sorceress, bewitching Antony and undermining Roman values. He also used Antony's will, supposedly leaving Roman territories to his Egyptian children and declaring Caesarion as Caesar's rightful heir, as ammunition against him. Octavian's campaign succeeded in turning the Senate against Antony, leading to a declaration of war against Egypt. In 31 BC, the decisive Battle of Actium took place, where Octavian's better trained forces defeated Antony and Cleopatra's combined naval fleet. Realizing the dire situation, Antony and Cleopatra tried to resist, but their forces ultimately surrendered to Octavian. Antony and Cleopatra made their final stand, but it proved futile, and Octavian emerged victorious. As he entered Alexandria, he was captivated by the city's beauty and sophistication. At this point, Cleopatra had sought refuge in her own tomb in Alexandria, surrounded by heaps of royal treasure. Octavian's forces had her cornered after taking over the city. Antony, mortally wounded from a self-inflicted stab wound, lay dying in Cleopatra's arms, believing she was already dead. Upon realizing the truth, a group of his advisors took him to Cleopatra's tomb, where he breathed his last. Following Antony's death, Cleopatra fell into despair, but remained defiant when meeting Octavian. She bluntly refused to be led in a triumph in Rome, preferring to go out on her own terms. The circumstances of her death are still debated, with some saying that she used an asp to bite her, while others believe she ingested poison from a vial. Regardless of the method, Cleopatra died as she lived, on her own terms. After Cleopatra's death, Octavian had her son, Caesarion, eliminated to secure his own power, as he was a potential heir to Julius Caesar. The rest of Cleopatra's children were taken to Rome and paraded in a triumph, signifying the end of Egypt's independence and collapse of the civilization that had endured for a millennia. Cleopatra's life remains one of history's most charming tales, filled with intrigue, romance, and enduring fascination. It's no surprise that her story has been retold and celebrated for centuries.